Okay, guys, today we have another knife loaned in from Jason over at the Brass Brigade. Here's his logo. I will put a link to his channel down below. One day I'll have a logo, but I think I'm on the anti-logo kick right now. I'm nonconformist. Everybody's got a logo. Me, my little avatar thing is just a picture of one of my watches with some Lego bricks behind it. So for now, that works. Nobody's been begging me for stickers or merch or any of that nonsense anyway, so it's all good. So this is the Bestech Fractal. It's a pretty cool little knife. Let's just dive right into the specs, and then we'll zoom in, and we'll just do what I normally do, and we'll just chat about it. So it is 4 3/4 closed, just a hair over. 3. How about 8 3/8 overall? It can't be shorter overall than it is closed, right? Guys, live TV, and I don't really do editing, so you get what you get. The blade is 3.55 inches with a 3.39 cutting edge on that Wharncliffe compound grind, which we'll talk a little bit more about. It is S35VN, pretty cool. Blade thickness is 0.148. Overall thickness is 0.508. Runs on bearings, and it weighs in at 4.8 ounces. It is super smooth. Not going to lie. It's not guillotine drop shut like a Spectre or something like that, but man, is it a fast close and a wicked fire open, right? So you can thumb it, although I prefer not to thumb it. I mean, you can. It feels okay, but it's a little awkward for me. Flipper tab is really my go-to thing. Yes, I, the most failed finger flick, Spidey flicker dude, can finger flick it. So if you are good at that, you will be amazed at how you can do it on this one. So let's zoom in. Compound grind means, in this particular case, it can mean it doesn't necessarily have to be this way. You have a hollow grind here and a flat grind here. So a hollow grind for more intricate and detailed cutting, super sharp, and a flat grind for a little bit more harder work and, just harder use cuts. Because typically if you're cutting something really hard, you're going to be more towards the handle. And if you're doing fine, delicate work, you're going to be out here at the end doing, kind of tip cutting or whatever, right? So that's why they do it that way. Just because it's a compound grind doesn't mean it has to be in that order. They could flip-flop it. It could be a convex. It could just mean it's two different grinds, okay? Did I even really need to go there? So this is a titanium scales with a spectrum pattern, I think is what they call it, and the anodizing there. A little bit of fun. Gives it something different. It is a shredded carbon fiber inlays with very nice. You can feel the seams slightly, but it's a production knife, so I'm good with that. Titanium clip that works well. Again, shredded carbon fiber and that same spectrum pattern, I think as they call it. S35 on the blade and Bestech here on this side. So minimal branding, if you will, which I think is nice. I suppose you could use one of these cutouts for a lanyard if you were so inclined. One interesting thing is their spectrum pattern, I think is what they call it, only is on the face. So the edges are just like a satin or a blasted type of titanium finish. So it's a little odd to me because it does kind of spill over onto the sides. So it's, yeah, that's a little bit of a fit and finish negative for me. Just because, they get minus points for that type of almost sloppy finishing, if you will. I don't know that that's the right term, sloppy finishing, but yeah, it's kind of sloppy when you're intentionally leaving the edges raw and you've got some quote paint drips, if you will. It does have a steel lock bar insert with a over travel stop. This one, the pivot was slightly loose when I got it. There was a little bit of blade play and it was slightly off centered. So I tightened it just a hair. Didn't put any Loctite. Jason can do that when he gets it back home. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty cool knife. These are available today. Oh, not today for me, but these are still readily available. I found it on Blade HQ for $216 right before I filmed this video. To give you a couple of size comparisons, we've got the Sharpie, we've got the AA battery, we got the D size battery. I totally spaced bringing out my Oreo cookie, so I don't have that to tell you. We do have a Spyderco Delica. And I don't know. I'm trying to give you guys more common knives and things that you are aware of. The Quiet Carry Waypoint, maybe. It's kind of popular. It's got a little bit of extra oil there on the pivot. I still need to clean this off and take it apart again. I think I put too much. Action's great, but it kind of... I thought by now it would have kind of worked its way clean, but apparently not. So... there you go, guys. The Bestech Fractal. Kind of a weird name, but it works. Kind of a weird design. But it feels very comfortable in the hand. It works really well. And I like it. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think of the Bestech Fractal down below. And please go check out the Brass Brigade website or YouTube channel as well. He's growing, and I would appreciate it. So thanks, guys. Have a great day.